Hi there, lovely baby dolls. It's very good to see you. One of the warning signs for Bitcoin is notoriously Barry Shillbert. Now, Barry Shillbert is the founder, the CEO of Grayscale, one of the biggest crypto grifts there are. They were charging 2% per year of your Bitcoin, and they have a 600,000 Bitcoin black hole. Now, what actually happened was Barry did some naughty things, maybe involving a bit of Ponzi-esque illegal things back in 2022, in the previous bull market. And I guess the rumors are that we've kind of figured out is the government has basically given them a call and they said, hey, you know that 600,000 Bitcoin? It's actually ours now, but you can't hand it over yet. If we need it, we're going to call you. And by the way, I don't have to tell you this, but if you say no, we're taking you to jail for that Ponzi stuff you did in 2022. So it's very clear a deal was made. Barry has to step down, and they're all hush-hush and moving it away. Now, why would the government do this? Well, I'm a peanut brain, and even I could figure this out. As the US Fed has 85% dominance of the US trading volume in the world, okay, because they are running the central bank, which oversees the monetary policy of the US dollar, of course, right? They have to defend the sanctity of the US dollar. And part of that means, when you defend the sanctity, it means you can't allow people to think your currency is a piece of poop. All right. Now, yes, we all joke, man. Yeah, US dollar's a piece of poop, but it's actually the best in the world. It's the best piece of poop. It is a piece of poop, but it's very shiny. It's golden and it's smiling at you. You've seen those goldy, shiny poop emojis? They're actually out there, friends. I mean, you can have a look at these. Look at these. Oh, shiny gold poop. So this is fascinating, right? But now, they have to do their job. They have to do that. Okay, so if you employed these people, you're like, hey, banksters, defend my freaking Ponzi currency. They're like, okay, sweet. This is what we got to do. We got to make sure there's no competition. This brings us to where we are today. Now, we have the Bitcoin Spot ETF. Barry Shillbert, he is notorious, friends. It's so much a meme. There's been countless pictures and images shown where when Barry gets euphoric, huge dump. He literally marks the top of a move every single time. And when I first saw it 4 times, I was like, nah, not really. And then after like 8 times, like, wait a minute, this is really weird. Like, you know, he would top mark like in the middle of a bear market. I'm not kidding. It's like we're going down like 7 days in a row, and then we go up for 1 day, and then up the second day, he top shields. He says, oh, wow, it's going to be great. And then we just continue going down again. Literally like lower highs, higher highs. It just doesn't matter, man. The guy just picks everything. So this is the picture, right? He goes, wow, what an amazing day. A decade in the making. And yet we're still just getting started. If only I had a friend named, your friend Somi, that you like, subscribe, press the belly button on all too, and he shocked the algorithm for the family friendly show. If only I had a friend who was literally for 12 months, plus another 2 months, telling you at the literal bottom that if Bitcoin went up only, when we got to the top, there will be some sort of news narrative and people will say, we're just getting started. It's become a meme now, friends. I've seen you guys comment in the comment section. I love every single one of you. I try to reply to every single one of you. Thank you so much for contributing, all of you. I say it so often now, like we all make a joke about it. It's just getting started. It's just getting started. Golly J, it's just getting started. Bunch of hocus pocus. All right. No, it's not just getting started. It was getting started when you all gave me the coffin emoji in November 2022. It is not getting started when Jimmy Cramer says, retail, man, you just got to give it to him. Oh, yeah, about that. You think I'm joking, right? Unfortunately, there's some breaking news for you. Jimmy Cramer, friends, he has literally said, you know, listen to the video. He literally says, the customer wants this Bitcoin ETF. The customer is right this time, and they want Bitcoin. He also said the JP Mosquito CEO, Jamie Dimon, is a fuddy-duddy. And remember, previously, Jamie Dimon, otherwise known as Jamie Dildo, was saying that Bitcoin is mostly used for sex trafficking and laundering and like all the illegal terrorism stuff. So yeah, I mean, like this clip, I'm not gonna play all of it, but just call it G. It is a bit alarming.
In the end, I'm saying it's a win because the people want it. I mean, I've got access to more retail investors than most people because I speak to them every day. Yep. Everyone wanted this because people...
Yeah, he goes on and say, like, everyone wants this. This is it. The customer wins. The customer's right. We want this. We want this. It's healthy. It's not bad. 1.5 minutes of that, and I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, friends. I don't know. Well, you kind of do now, right? You do know. I mean, when you have an up-only rally, which is predicted, and then you go right into the 61.8% retrace, and then we hear rumors from Max Kaiser that Somi's dark prophecy of the Bitcoin ETF being a Trojan horse, it actually confirms that, okay? They don't have all the inventory. They say they do. They're lying. You have all of that piece of the puzzle together, and you're like, golly gee, man, you guys had 12 months to get excited. Yet, on month 12, at the retrace, after up only, right into the end of a green candle, now you want to tell me it's just getting started. No, you know how it is, man. You know how it is. We can bring these pieces of the story together and we'll just show you, man. Like, no, we're not just getting started, friends. Look at this, okay? Bitcoin Spot ETF Trojan horse. So you might also read record $4.5 billion of trading volume. Also a bunch of hocus pocus, friends. I already reported it for you just to let you know. There was $4.5 billion, but guess what? 2 of the billion was literally in Coinbase, in grayscale Bitcoin, GBTC. It's selling out to just go rotate to the other fund. There was no net new amount of billions of dollars the way you think that's going to go buy all this spot Bitcoin. And you kind of know something's up. You're like, wait a minute. How is there, like, let's say it was 2.5 billion, okay? Let's say it was 2.5 billion. 2.5 billion, friends. You should be able to buy 60,000 Bitcoin here, okay? 55 to 60,000 Bitcoin. Now, I want to ask you, was there 60,000 Bitcoin bought on the exchanges in a single day, smacking the crap out of the offer? No, there wasn't, okay? In fact, like you got to see, we had a red candle day. So you get to see, this is actually what happens, friends. At the very, very end of a bull market or a big move, but this is not just crypto. Currencies, gold, silver, stocks, S&P 500, doesn't matter what it is. Even crypto, when there's news expected to come and there's a big driving force, when there's up move and then the green candles come, there is a day where it slows down. It's starting to slow down and good news will come, but it will finish red. That's your indicator. Okay, you can't get this on like some sort of like, RSI or whatever, but that's like, if you're paying attention, that's your competitive edge. On the contrary, it happens on the downside too. For example, I'm sure you've seen it. Have you heard of a little thing called the US stock market, my friends? I think you have. Okay, now in the US stock market, there was a day down here. I have it back in 2022. You see down here, this was the day I think we got the hottest CPI reading ever. It was like 9.3%. What happens is it came down and then we reversed like bang 5% upwards. And look at that. That was actually, look at that. That reversed the whole move. Look how crazy that was. Isn't that nuts? This green candle, I'm going to zoom in, right? You see that big fat green candle? That's what happened. CPI comes out and it was very hot. Everyone's like, crap, it's very hot CPI. They're going to have to hike again. And the market goes up. Why? Why does it do that? Well, they're insiders, man. They're insiders, and the market's an effective pricing mechanism, and there's insiders combined. So you have market just goes down forever. Look, it's been going down for a long time. It's been going down and down and down. Look at this, and then we get right there. We get right here. We get peak hot CPI, and then we decide to go up. And a lot of people, they didn't get it. They go, how does it make sense? How does it make sense? And it always makes sense. The market's pricing in the future. It always makes sense. You don't hand money out, do you? For free. Okay. Why are you going to sell on this when 99.9% of the move is already done, when people are pricing in the future? So you're understanding now. And I just want to show you again, man, for Bitcoin, look at that. That's that red candle I'm talking about. See that red daily candle, friends? See, you know something's up. Now, here's the most important part. where to from next? I made a lovely post here. I'll show you what comes next. Well, you see here, it's where we are here. Where to from next? The last time that Bitcoin was here, Bitcoin went sideways as insiders distributed on retail. So you see this box here, the last time we were up here, it was like around here, right? So it was literally here. So distributing on retails, it is a slow process because big whale scum, evil soy boys, right, and bug eaters, they have so much money to grift and dump on retail and abuse and rinse and flog that they can't get rid of it in a day. It's a period of time. So what they do is their campaigns are much larger. So for example, friends, if you had literally, let's say if you were an evil scum bug eater, but you only had to get rid of $100,000, you could do like a fake news just for one day and get out. Easy problem. Unfortunately, these people don't have, for them, they don't have $100,000 to grift. They might literally have 100,000 Bitcoin worth and leverage positions and all these to unwind. They can't get rid of them in a day. There's not enough volume that gets put in every single day. So what they do is, there's campaigns done. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter whether you think it's conspiracy or not, but they do things such as, yes, they pay the soy boy journalists to keep promoting good news. They pump up the media, CNBC, all these, Bitcoin ETF, wow, it's just getting started. Wow, did you hear that? We're all going to be rich. They pay for that. Of course they do. And it just keeps pumping and pumping just so retail keeps buying. So retail never ever thinks to click sell. It's like, it's funny. I know what it's like, friends. You're looking at a big fat green candle in Bitcoin and you're like, who's this idiot talking about the sell button? See what I mean? We literally went through this 13 months ago, 13 to 14 months ago, when it was red candles only in Bitcoin. Everyone's like, how could you be buying? You're just stupid. It's just downtrending the whole time. See, now that you're feeling like that, you get to see that you get to really feel it. Thing is, though, most people will lose sight of it because in trading and figuring out these next market moves, if you're one step ahead of the market, just one, you look like a genius. But if you're 2 steps ahead or 3 steps where you're a bit early, people think like, oh, nah, you're not trustworthy. Okay, so it's funny. People want the absolute next move. People always want to think about that. And obviously, no one is around who makes a lot that actually thinks that way. The last time we were there, altcoins also went moonshot. It did take a few months. Maybe it's what happens again. Got to remind you too, the US Fed is going to cut rates in either March or May. Please, for the love of God, I made thousands of videos of this. And I'm going to remind you again. The US Fed, there is a Fed watch tool that you can use for the public. There is a yield curve. There are bond pricing rates. There are bills rates, which literally the market tells you the probabilities of moving. And it's people betting with each other. Okay, so they are not screwing around here. And what do they say? See up here, this is the Fed watch tool. You can just type it in Google, type in Fed watch tool. If I click on March, which I have, look at this. No change in March, okay, is 28%. A cut in March is 70%. Look at this, ease. 70% chance of a rate cut in March. If you go to May, it's a 98% chance. That's why in my language, I've said, see people, I know you don't get it, friends, but that's why I'm here to you watch. When I say there's like there's 90 odd chance they've cut by May, people sometimes misconstrue it. They think that you're like predicting some sort of doom scenario and some immediate crash or bomb explosion or whatever. No, it's literally the Fed forecasts this. They tell this. They send these signals out. They let everyone know what's happening. So traditionally as well, markets rally when the Fed holds because they're pricing in the future. And then when they finally do cut, they go down the other way. We've explained it many times because the market's forward looking. Got to remind you once again too, throwing these out here, friends. Knowledge. That's why you like subscribe, man. When the Fed cuts once, just once, the average drawdown of the stock market walking forward is 27%. If we go back to stonks, okay, let's say stocks are literally around here by March or May, around this box, which we're going to be. Let's say they do cut in March, for all we know. 27%, friends, down eventually is all all the way down here. In fact, it is below this low of that CPI that we just spoke about. It's literally... Now, here's the thing. It's not a straight line like this. It's just, that's what the average drawdown of what's coming next. Because you never know, man. It could just stay here, fake everyone out, come back down here. Everyone thinks it's okay. Comes back down here, goes back up, and then comes back. You know what I mean? Like, it can do that. It can do that. And there you go. There's your 27% down, but it was hell to go through this. And I didn't, those scenarios, what I actually drew for you is almost, it's a fractal of what happened in the GFC. In terms of like going down, faking out, everyone thinks it's okay. So that's what we're doing just to mentally prepare. So how will we be very scared and why? You see where we are in the box here right now for Bitcoin? If altcoins moonshot in the next 60 to 90 days, we're starting to get scared. That's it. And what does moonshot mean? That's the difficult part. We want to see Ethereum cranking. We want to see, well, just all your altcoins, man. I don't want to talk about specific coins with specific prices because you don't know. And I don't want to like lock you in. For example, you might think Cardano under $1.50 can't be euphoric. Or you think total hex under 5 cents can't be euphoric. You might think that, and that might be a trap because market doesn't really care what you're thinking, right? So even if you look, for example, okay, total hex is 2.7 cents. And if we look at Pulse, right? If we look at Pulse right here, PLS, it's just below day one sacrifice. In this scenario, this is why I don't want to really like lock anyone in. You never know, man. What if we go back up to like 2.5x above day one sac for Pulse? And then everyone up here will probably might be thinking, oh, there's no way like this is euphoric. No way, man. We were here like in June of 2023. And then like the stock market ends up rinsing everyone down. So you don't know, right? I'm just drawing squiggly lines, of course. I'm just preparing you of like every single altcoin is going to have a different level of euphoria. Everything's at a different market cap. You don't know what the narrative is going to be. But we are mentally prepared. And that's why we're still long. We're still long despite all these. I don't have any shorts. Not even thinking about shorts just because, you know, even though we kind of see what's coming, we don't have any word or feeling that all the weak hands are in long with us in the altcoins. That's the most dangerous part. With Bitcoin, we know what's up. We know people buying on the Bitcoin ETF. They're getting screwed. You got Barry Shillbert already, all these technical things. So that's maybe what happens, friends. Maybe that's what the next few months involves. Some sort of sideways rinse, and then both the bears and the bulls lose. So if a sideways rinse happens, right, the buy the rumor, buy the news people, they feel bad because they're like, wait a minute, how come we're going sideways, right? And also the turbo bears, like the Crapo capitulation vertical week down, because Crapo's like, okay, and now we go down to zero, right? So those people also get humiliated because it's not buy the rumor, sell the news like that. And then what ends up happening is you just capitulate them with time. And then altcoins go nuts. And finally, when everybody's in the clear, everyone's like, oh, golly gee, I guess it really wasn't a sell the news event. That's when the switch goes off. And it might be coinciding with that US Fed cutting rates in March to May. So looking ahead, those are our scenarios to look at. I'm still on altcoins, even though we think things might have a risk factor going down. That's ultimately all that matters. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. Catch you soon.